Hey everyone, this is Sean Jaffrey and Alex Stakic. Welcome to our podcast, Mississauga Life and Real Estate. This is a place where we talk about obviously the numbers, the cut and dry stuff in real estate, and then everything associated with it. And so now let's get into it. Alex, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm very good, Sean. Thank you for asking. How are you today?
Hey man, not bad. How was your week?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Busy, really busy with the clients,
good,
showings, some pre-construction deals. Everything is good.
Okay, awesome. Let's get the cut and dry stuff out of the way. What do you say? Let's talk about the market numbers, right?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's see the numbers.
Yeah,
of course.
Have you taken a look at what happened in September yet?
Yes, I've seen some numbers, but I'm looking forward to sharing them with you.
Okay, awesome. So September was an interesting month to say the least. Obviously following the pattern for the months prior, September was low. It was down 44% the number of total transactions if you compare it to the year before. Obviously, the increased interest rates from the Bank of Canada. And then compared to the month before in August, September was down 10% in number of sales. And that's interesting, Alex, because typically August is, it's slower than September. We usually find that the market really picks up in April, May, busy all the way up to July. August, there's a bit of a dip. That's when everybody goes on vacation. And then September is when it picks right back up. But this time around, things are different. A lot has been different in the last couple of years. This is no exception in that sense. So compared to August, September was down 10% in sales. Now let's take a look at the average price year over year. We are basically right now sitting at last year's prices. So in the last year, September, the average price in the Toronto area was 1.135. And this past September, it was 1.086. So down about 4%. And compared to the month before, we're down 2.7%. So the average price in Toronto right now for September, we're sitting at 1,099,668. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. First, prices are same like September, but do you remember what were the prices in February and March this year? Probably 40 or 45% compared to September last year.
It was
insanity.
Know
that we had a peak, so many bidding wars and all this stuff. So I'm not surprised, not at all. And on the other hand, it's let's say even expected. I'm watching market trends on a daily basis and some graphs for the 30 and 60 days selling. And I think 2 weeks ago, I noticed that these two lines on the graph were crossed each other after 6 months, and that is the sign that we are hitting the close to bottom price right now. It doesn't mean that prices will not go down furthermore. Nobody knows that. It depends on the mortgage rates, but this is one very good indicator when you can precisely look for small price changing details. But again, we have to be aware that some pockets of the market are acting differently. And probably you know as well as I know, for example, I put offer for one property in Ajax 3 days ago, 5 offers. So they had bidding war, what is not so usual, right? And even agent put the offer presentation day. So I'm pretty sure you were facing same kind of the deals in Mississauga as well. But I think this is isolated case.
Yeah, no, I can relate. I know this is a bit anecdotal, but I'm working with 2 different buyers, and one of them actually lost out on multiple offer situations twice in the last 30 days. The second, we were looking at an investment property. It was a fixer-upper home in Mississauga, a detached home, 1,400 square feet, needed everything. They didn't have flooring, no window coverings, no appliances. And that house yesterday got 36 offers on it. I'm curious to see how much it'll sell for. I'm guessing around, $850. But let's see. But it's interesting you mentioned that. So would you say that we are depending on the segment and the neighborhood? We could be in a soft seller's market in some areas and maybe a buyer's market in some areas. Is that the case right now?
I'm 100% positive what you're saying. Absolutely. We have some insulated pockets where we have soft seller market. And let's say 3 weeks ago, I was in Hamilton and I got offer, actually I put offer for the property detached house, and we got that deal for detached house 35,000 below market price, and we were single offer on the spot. So again, depends where looking for the property and momentum when you are giving the offer.
Yeah, I think it's kind of safe to say that when you're looking at entry-level homes, single-family homes or even condos, there is a bit more demand compared to detached homes, 2,500, 3,000 square feet. That for sure, I can say, doesn't matter which city you're in, that definitely is in somewhat of a balanced market or a very, very soft buyer's market right now. Okay, interesting. So, the interest rates have gone up, right? Interest rates have gone up a couple of times, this year, and obviously has an impact on everything, including real estate, because the cost of borrowing goes up. But these phenomenons that we're seeing, like in certain areas with the multiple offers and the demand still being there, I think that's a bit tied to something I read recently. There's new census data that said, permanent residencies were at an all-time high. I think we were at a level of PR that we haven't been in the last 5 to 10 years. That could have played a part in it. And then also at the same time, we had international students. We were at about, like 400,000, 500,000 international students coming to Canada this year, which has never been the case. Have you seen that affect the market at all from your perspective?
Definitely will have effect on the market and some impact, because this is a simple game of calculations and mathematics. If we have 100,000 transactions a year in GTA and you have 400,000 people as new immigrants, just imagine that only 10% of them, they have money and they're ready to buy. It's 40,000 people. And from these 40,000, if they're couples, there are 20,000 couples. So it's 1/5 of the whole year-round transactions in Toronto. So this is significant force that we should take under consideration, that they will buy the properties. Of course, they're buying entry-level properties in most cases, where we're seeing this, let's say, bidding wars and competition for the properties, comparing higher-level market properties over 1 million because of different qualification criteria. But these numbers will affect not only resale and investors market, it will also affect a rental market for sure. Absolutely for sure. In sense that we will have maybe bidding wars for the lease properties as well.
I agree with you on two fronts. First of all, 100%. Don't underestimate that 10% difference that a segment could make. If all of those people who got their PRs this year, even if 10% of them are qualified and ready to go, that's going to have an impact on the market. And then secondly, when you talked about the rental market, we've had so many international students come in this year. There's been a serious shortage of rentals, because these students are not getting housing from the university. And if the university is providing them with housing, from what I'm hearing, it's like an hour and a half away from the university. And people are finding themselves between a rock and a hard place when it comes to that stuff. So totally agree with that. Let's end off on a high note, or as positive as we can get, right? Inflation numbers were released. They're looking pretty good for Canada. Compared to the States, compared to the UK, we're out ahead. I think we're about 1% better than the United States, and we're about, I think the UK is in double digits, 10 or 11% inflation. So we're sitting right now at 7%. 2 months ago, we were at 8.1. So that's good. So if the Bank of Canada policies are working, hopefully we won't see, many more rate increases. As it stands right now, consumer expectations are not really aligned with the Bank of Canada's mandate of 1 to 3%. I think people, generally speaking, right now are thinking that for the next 2 years, we're probably going to be hovering around 5% for inflation. So obviously that's going to have an effect on the buying and selling of real estate and what people tend to do with their investment properties. Obviously, if somebody's finding a hard time keeping up with the new changes and, the interest rates, they might sell. right? To get their money out, or they might refinance. So there's a lot of different things that are going on ahead right now, but it looks like we're headed in the right direction because inflation numbers are getting lower.
Yeah, this is absolutely a very positive trend and very encouraging. However, in regards to buying or selling, everything is connected with not only finances, it's always connected with your emotional readiness to make a move.
Agreed.
And your mindset, you should still wait or you should make a move, even if you can afford. I'm dealing on almost on daily basis with the clients who can afford, but simply they're not emotionally ready to make any change. So they like to be in their safe comfort zone, and let them be there.
Yeah, it's funny. You either find somebody who's kind of like who's kind of crossed that barrier and is in that mental headspace, and they're like, yeah, I've got 1, 2, or 3 investments. Let's go get another one. It doesn't matter what the market is doing. And then you have people who are like, hey, I'm ready to go. I've got the money, but I don't know if I'm there yet mentally. Right. So interesting. All right, awesome. I think that's it for us this week. Alex, thanks so much for joining. Definitely looking forward to doing more of these, and we will see you next week, my friend.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I am looking forward to seeing you very soon next week. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye now.
See you. Bye-bye.